Remove that medal before you speak in my courtroom. The judge's voice cracked like thunder across the oak-paneled federal courtroom. Stern. Final. A man of routine and protocol. All eyes turned toward the soldier standing at the defense table. Clad in the dark blue ceremonial uniform of the U.S. Army's Tomb Guard, his presence was immaculate, unbending posture, pressed coat, gleaming brass, pristine white gloves. But it wasn't the uniform that held the room's breath. It was the medal pinned quietly to his chest, the Medal of Honor. The room shifted uncomfortably. The bailiff hesitated. The judge leaned forward, voice hardening. This is a federal court, Corporal. Not Arlington. That medal doesn't belong here. Still, the soldier didn't flinch. His voice, when it came, was low, firm, and laced with gravity. With all due respect, Your Honor, I don't wear this for myself. I wear it for the 5 men who couldn't be here to speak for themselves. Murmurs spread through the gallery like ripples across still water. A Gold Star mother blinked back tears. A veteran in the back sat straighter. But the judge wasn't done. This isn't a theater. That medal is a symbol, not a license to bypass rules. Then came the shift. Quiet but seismic. The soldier took one step forward, removed a small laminated card from inside his jacket, and handed it to the bailiff. Before I comply, Your Honor, I suggest you read my last name. The judge frowned, took the ID, and froze. James Arlington Harland III. The judge whispered the name aloud, and then said nothing. It was like saying Washington in a room full of patriots. That name carried weight, generations of silent service. Harland Sr., one of the original Tomb Guard commanders. Harland Jr., a Korean War hero. And now, standing before him, was the grandson. The living continuation of a legacy built in footsteps on sacred ground. This wasn't just a uniform. This was lineage. Bloodline woven with duty. Gasps echoed faintly. An elderly man in a VFW cap stood slowly, raising a hand in salute. A woman across the aisle clutched her chest. The medal no longer looked like decoration, it looked like burden. Sir, Harland continued, voice steady but laced with gravity, I didn't come here for recognition. I came to testify on behalf of my unit. And I wear this medal as a vow that no voice will be forgotten. Flashbacks stirred in the minds of those listening. Harland, only 18, had qualified for Tomb Guard duty after enduring one of the military's most brutal selection regimens. For 2 years, he'd walked that sacred black mat in silence, no matter the heat, the rain, the isolation. Then came Afghanistan. A convoy ambushed. A burning MRAP. 5 lives pulled from the fire. Harland didn't sleep for 36 hours. He refused evacuation until every man was safe. Shrapnel still lived in his side. The hearing in his right ear never returned. And yet, he stayed enlisted. Not for war, but for remembrance. The courtroom was now silent. The judge, choked with emotion, finally spoke. Corporal Harland, I owe you more than an apology. I owe you reverence. When Harland took the stand, the courtroom didn't just listen. It leaned in. His voice was clear, measured. No theatrics. No bitterness. Just facts. We were on a humanitarian recon. The ambush hit at dusk. Sergeant Mendez was first. I dragged him out, then turned for Corporal Lynn. There was fire everywhere. I could barely see. He paused, swallowing down the memory. His account wasn't for sympathy, it was for clarity. Names were spoken. Faces remembered. Sacrifices honored. When he stepped down, there was no applause. Only silence. Heavy. Reverent. The kind of silence you'd hear at a folded flag funeral. As Harland turned to leave, the judge stood, not just as a man of law, but as an American humbled. "Corporal Harland," he said, voice thick, "you reminded this courtroom today what real honor looks like. Thank you for your service, your silence, and your sacrifice." Harland paused at the door. Turned just slightly. "I carry this medal for those who can't speak anymore, Your Honor." Today, they were heard. And then he left. Head high. Shoulders squared. Not seeking credit. Only peace. Out in the corridor, reporters waited, but he walked right past them. Outside, rain began to fall lightly, not enough to drench, just enough to cleanse. He didn't look back. Because his duty wasn't in the courtroom. It was in the memory of 5 men whose voices now lived on.